Hello everybody, it's Dark Strider, and on a lot of my videos where I'm showing you how to grind out XP or Drachma or just saleable items so that way you could get more Drachma and whatnot, I get a couple of people that comment and they're like, what's the point of that? Like, why are you grinding in a one-player game? Why would you do that? What's the point in this? Just play the game, you know? And the whole thing behind this is, first of all, I'm having fun doing it, and a couple of people play the same way. Now, the other thing is that when I get all my drachma and whatnot, I'm using it towards my abilities. Now, as you can see in the master classes, I've got 65 on warrior, 40 on hunter, 40 on seer. Okay? Hunter, every point you put here is actually going to affect the damage on all your bows. Okay? By 1%. All right. On seer, it's going to affect all of the damage on your tools, which is only by 1%, which, kind of stinks. And on warrior, it affects all the damage on your melee attacks, again, by 1%. Now, that's 1% per point, okay? Like I said, it's not a lot. It adds up with more points, okay? In the case of seer, it's actually going to you actually see some dramatic change when I'm using flesh decay or poison darts. You actually see the characters, like the little poison cloud is a lot larger than it normally is. Okay, that's, I mean, I could kill an entire town just by poisoning one body, and then like all the other bodies end up getting poisoned because of it. Hunter, with the bows, it affects the damage of your bow. If you look at your gear, okay, if you're using the hunter perk, Jackal's Gaze, if you have this bow, I want you to look at yours and then just keep in mind what the number was on mine. 1179 damage per second. Okay? Now, you look down here in the corner, that's the range damage, 1179 per second on B, which is the Jackal's Gaze. On A, Scales of Truth, 1179 per second, and that's what it shows down at the bottom, which is pretty accurate. Now, with melee damage, as you can see here in slot A, I have the Sunslayer sword, and it shows a damage of 430 per second. Down at the bottom, 221. That's more accurate. Okay, your fist, I don't think it shows you. Nope, does not. But it's 126. Okay, that's more accurate as far as what the damage is going to be. All right? Now, as you can see with my abilities, I have 35 ability points that I have not put anywhere. All right? What we're going to do is we're going to put those into the Warrior Master Class. And we're going to see right here, just keep in mind, all right, 430 per second. And at the bottom, the melee damage, 221 and 126. All right? Now, let's just put all those points into Warrior. Okay, there we go. There's 100 points now in my abilities. What have you done, Dark Strider? Well, as you can see, like I said, 100 points into there. Let's go to the gear. Let's take a look. Okay, over here where the melee damage was, which affects Warrior, that's where I put it in. Originally on A was 221 and B was 126. So as you can see, it's not like a huge increase, okay, after 35 points. You're looking at the sword. Originally we had 430 damage per second. Now we're looking at 441. All right, that's also not a massive increase. All right, it's bigger than the bottom number, but it's still not massive. Now, you know, was that a waste of points? No, absolutely not.
Stay there, you.
It, as you get along, you know, like you put more points in, the fights become easier.
I'll have your guts out.
3142. That's a pretty big number for, you know, like an attack. So, I mean, look at your numbers. Take a look. See what you've got. See if you know, like what you have at level 40 and how much attack damage you can do. That's basically what's going on here. The more points you put in, I mean, unfortunately, you have to put a lot in, but I mean, just imagine eventually one day able to like just knock out a warrior elephant with one punch.
Hey!
How crazy would that be? That's the way the points work, though.
Die.
Smoke bomb. In fact, speaking of smoke bombs, hold on 1 second. Let me poison one of these bodies so that you can see what it looks like with all the points that I put into the system. There we go. See, now does your flesh decay do that? That big cloud like that? Oh, breathe that in. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, it's just a matter of like your play style and, you know, like what you want to do with it. That's basically what I do with my Drachma. I go and I start buying those ability points. I mean, the other thing you could do with it is actually buy Heka chests, and then you could come out with, you know, like something like this. But at this point, I feel like I pretty much have like every weapon, almost every, you know, like outfit, whatever. And I just use it for the ability points. So, you know, even though that wasn't a massive change, after putting in all these ability points into Warrior, imagine if it was in Seer, imagine if it was in Hunter, imagine if you had 500 points in Warrior, Seer, or a Hunter. Imagine the damage you would do then. That's the difference between, you know, like just having 1 point and having 100. And like I said, it doesn't seem a lot. It only went up, like, let's say 6 points on A at the bottom here where it says 221, and it went up just 4 points in B. Okay, but even though it didn't go up a lot, it's still, you could still see certain results. All right, and if you look at other YouTubers' videos and you look at like your gameplay, you look at your weapons, you might have different numbers than I do, and that's also something that I get, you know, a couple of comments on. People asking, how are your numbers higher than mine? How is this person's numbers even higher than yours? You know, well, that's how it's done. That's how, you know, that's the explanation. All right, and like I said, had we put it into, you know, the Hunter class instead of the Warrior class, these numbers would have gone up, the range damage. All right. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that explained a couple of things to you. I hope that, you know, you find a little fun in your grinding. Good luck in playing this game. Please like and subscribe, and feel free to drop a comment in the comment section if you have any other questions on this point system or this ability system, or why even bother doing this. Anyway, everyone, good luck and thank you for watching.